All right, so another episode of the F250 project. I have the frame ready for Sandblast. I have the engine covered up. I scraped most of the big rust off of it, cleaned it all up, vacuumed up the chunks and stuff, and I'm going to get ready for Sandblast. So over there is the Sandblaster. I figured I'd show you how it works for those who don't know and how we get rust like this off of a frame to make it look good. And before we get into the Sandblaster, I wanted to show you this. You can see here how rusty this is, and it's kind of neat to see. You go right in here and you can see where the frame was undercoated. Well, the whole frame was undercoated at one point in time, but right here, I can take this scraper and just get this dirt off. And underneath is just perfect undercoating, clean. And that's what the whole frame looked like when it was new. Right here, the tire spins and kicks up all the salt from the road right in that area. And that's why that looks so bad. That's why this is the worst part of the whole frame, from the tire kicking up the road salt. And then it looks real nice in the middle. And then back again, it's rusty where the back tire kicks up all the road salt. So unfortunately, the salt around here in New Hampshire really kills your vehicles. So anyway, we're going to sandblast this all up, and I wanted to show you how the Sandblaster works. So here it is. Basically, it's a reservoir. You take sand. Sand is right here. Looks like this. There's all different grades of it, or different sizes of it. This is the coarse stuff. You can get really fine stuff, but for doing sheet metal or finer work, but we're looking for the coarse stuff to really blast the rust off. So that's a 50-pound bag. That goes in here, you dump it in, and then the air compressor hooks up, goes into the tank. Once the air pressure is in the tank, you can lift this up and it will hold this up. Once this cap is up, the whole tank gets pressurized. So now we have air pressure in the tank. There's another valve right here, and when I turn that valve on, the air will not only go into the tank, but it will also run down underneath to this T right here. And then it will end up going out the hose to where I'm using the hose on the handle. There's a third valve right here, which regulates your sand coming out. So when you turn that, it will start to trickle the sand out. The sand falls into the air, the stream of air, and ends up blasting it out that way. Hence the name Sandblaster. And then if we follow that hose all the way around and up to here, here is the meat and potatoes, if you want to say that. And I can't do this with two hands because I'm holding my camera in the other hand, but the red thing is the lever. You hold it up, you flip the lever back, and high pressure sand blasts out of there and takes the rust right off. And it takes a long time because it only does a little tiny area. This is a pretty decent sandblaster. Well, in my mind, it is a pretty decent sandblaster. It only does like a spot the size of maybe a silver dollar, and you have to obviously move it all over the place. So that's that. That's how the Sandblaster works. This is the sandblasting hood that you wear. Has a clear lens on it. Has some air holes so you don't get hot and sweaty, but you always end up getting hot and sweaty in there anyway. And that protects your face. You always want to wear that because it hurts. I have sandblasted without this before, and it's not a good idea. So that's that. The other little cool tool I have is the Speed Blaster. So this is just a handheld sandblaster. Get a little better view here on the floor. This is a handheld sandblaster, and you fill that with sand right there. It has a reservoir. You can hear it in there. And you hook your air line up right there. There's the adjustment. It even says it right there. Media flow, off and on. Has a nozzle. The nozzles are made out of ceramic. That way they don't wear away because ceramic is extremely hard. And then it has a trigger, boom, boom. And you can do a little spot blasting. You know, if I just wanted to sandblast around this rivet or something, you could, it works fantastic. So that's the handheld speed blaster. That's what we're gonna do on the next video, hopefully. I'm waiting for the weather to be dry enough to roll this outside and be able to sandblast it. So one thing about sandblasting is you don't want it to be humid out, because the metal rusts pretty much within hours. It will be rusty again, or it'll start to surface rust. So I'm waiting for a dry day. I can roll this out. Hopefully it'll be sunny out. I can get it all sandblasted, and then I'm gonna pick up some, it's called OSPO, and you spray that on, and that's gonna be a rust inhibitor, and then I'll paint it black with just some probably Rust-Oleum black paint. That's the plan.